to the channel. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to Riley's World. Y'all know the damn thing go. How y'all feeling, everyone? How y'all feeling? We're still here living the aftermath of what we call Arsenal. Oh, in a way, the lead of the league to this damn Manchester City team who just come like a plague. That is it. Big up Barca girl in the building. Barca girl, where you been, man? I ain't seen you in a second, man. How are you? Barcelona won the league, right? You champions? Think you guys are champions already, right? Big up yourself. Congratulations. Well, we're here to talk about football. Serious business going on. You know what I mean? Lots going on. Lots going on. Yep, that is what's going on. So we have the whole news now, because that's what it is now. The whole news now of Liam being sacked. You know what I mean? Just some different stories coming up from that I'm like, yo, Chelsea club is mad. You know what I mean? Liam got a 6-year contract. 6 years. People, 6 freaking years. You know what I mean? And he was sacked within what, 3 months? He was sacked within 3 months. I know the whole scenario is this. I think they cut a deal as far as the payment is concerned. I heard that something was in the contract, but I think it was a 20-something million dollar payout. That's what it would have been if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what's up. Um, we're gonna talk some football pertaining to the Premier League, pertaining to Arsenal, pertaining to Manchester City, pertaining to the fight of this title. You know what I mean? So much we have to talk about pertaining to so much situations. You know? I want to discuss with you guys an attack. It's not a new attack. It has been used already, probably just not with these players, because we have never had certain players fit at the same time. That's the struggle that we've been having. You know? The struggle that we've been having is real, man. We haven't had certain players fit at the same time, so it's causing problems for us going forward. Manchester City took over the lead yesterday, and they're now leading on goal difference, and it's goal 4. So Manchester City scored 3 more goals than Arsenal. We have a better defense than them, but they have a better attack than us. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. How do we go forward? We have been on this top of this Premier League for over 200 days. Very long time. Something that's been done over and over and over again. We lead the league, and at a certain point in the season, we surrender the lead. It's like, you know, when you keep something for somebody, and then them come and you just hand it to them. You know what I mean? That's what we've been doing with this league for a little bit now. Manchester City, as I always said, is a marathon runner. They time their run and they take the lead at a specific time and they carry through. Manchester City was behind us going into their game against Burnley, and the worst was feared. We feared the worst. What did we fear? We fear that Burnley, which is one of the weakest opponents you're going to get to play, you know what I mean, they got themselves relegated in that game that they play against Manchester City. We fear the worst, that Burnley would have been battered. That was the expectation. We were all expecting a basketball scoreline for this Burnley game. Honestly, we were expecting that. That was the worst. You know what I mean? And it would have made pretty much Manchester City kind of, you know what I mean, out of sight a little bit as far as goal difference is concerned. We all know that Manchester City have the players to do that. You know, they have the players to batter a team with the scoreline. They do. So that was the expectation. Fortunately, well, and when the game started, within 5 minutes, Holland scored. I didn't even start watching the game yet, to be honest with you. I did not start watching the game as yet. But within 5 minutes, I get the notification Manchester City won. I'm like, you know what? I'm not watching this. This just not gonna make any sense. You know what I mean? That was my reaction. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm not watching this. This making no sense at all. You know what I mean? So what we did was I leave it alone. But I realized there was no more notification coming on. There was no more notification coming on. So I tuned into the game and I realized 45 minutes almost and the game was still where it's at, 0-0. And Wolves was kind of defending, you know what I mean, and all of that. Jigga in the building. Big up, Jigga. Jigga, what's up? What's going on, man? Jigga said league was lost when we were drawing with Wolves, Nottingham, Brentford, Liverpool, and losing to Bournemouth. Hey, that's fair. We totally understand. We're not going around that. You know what I mean? The fact is the fact. The league was not lost at Manchester City. We all know that. You know what I mean? If we want to even pinpoint it, the league wasn't even lost at Bournemouth. You get what I'm saying? There's so many games that we played that we should have done so much better, and that we didn't. Beaumont game was the last game that we had to save ourselves from the embarrassment that we're in now, and we didn't turn up, right? However, we decided to turn up a little bit better against Manchester City team. Where if we had turned up against Bournemouth and win that game, then we turned up against Manchester City and losing would not have hurt so much. As a matter of fact, we probably not even would have lost if we had win Bournemouth game because we would have at least have some momentum going into this tie, but we didn't. You know what I mean? We didn't. So that's the situation with what's going on. Bournemouth game was definitely a turnaround though, for sure. And we, in spite of the situation where we lost those games earlier on in the season, we still had ourselves in a pretty decent position. You know what I mean? And we needed to make sense or make use of where we had ourselves. It was still ours to lose, and we still had the momentum. We still had our own destiny in our hand. All we had to do was not lose to Manchester City, and we couldn't do that. Right? We lost. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up everybody. I see you hang up your Arsenal shirt. Yeah, man, I need you guys to see it clearly. Clearly. When it's on me, it's too close. Y'all not seeing what's going on. So I need y'all to see what's going on. Alright? Yeah. Permanent surrender. No surrender here. No surrender here. We don't know how to do that. We come second again, and we still get up next season and we go at it again. So, no surrender here. Not for us. So, yeah. We played some fantastic football against Manchester City. We did. You know what I mean? Some of the best football that we played in a while. And that's a fact. You know what I mean? That's probably the best football against Manchester City that we played all year. You know what I mean? Big up Keith in the building. Keith, what are you smiling about? What are you smiling about, Keith? Mission said no more ammo in guns. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out because I have a starting lineup for you guys that I think can fire us to the title. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do some discussion and figure that out and see what's up. Keith, make sure when you battle the conference league that you're in, make sure you put up all those battle, okay? Yeah, make sure you put up all those battle when you battle your conference league. That's it. So that's what's going on now with the situation with Arsenal, where we surrendered the lead to Manchester City, and now we're playing catch up. One of the things about surrendering the lead to Manchester City is this: we are no longer the title favorites, right? And with us no longer being the title favorites, that means the pressure is no longer on us. We've been carrying this pressure for umpteen days. You understand what I'm saying? Umpteen days we've been carrying this pressure for. Now it has switched. It has switched. The situation is this now. Manchester City are now the favorites to win the title. The games are set up kind of cool for me because to me it gives Arsenal a chance to gain some momentum, right? We have been gifted a chance to gain some momentum because we played two English Premier League games before Manchester City play one, right? So it's a psychological effect that we can play these games, we can win them, and we can definitely apply this pressure to Manchester City team. 6 points ahead. Yeah, there are 3 games in hand, right? 2 games in hand. They'll have 2 games in hand, but nevertheless, if we can win these 2 games and put our 6 points on the board, it's better to have the points on the board than the games. That's a fact, right? And that will apply some pressure to this Manchester City team. And who knows, they might fumble. Manchester City have 3 games that I'm very, very interested in. Very, very interested in. I'm invested in these 3 games that Manchester City have. And this is a game against Brentford. This is a game against Bournemouth. And God forbid, the game against Everton. Yes. The reason why I'm so interested in these games is because these teams have stuff to play for. You realize I didn't say Aston Villa. Aston Villa at the end of the season to me is like a waste of time. They're probably gonna make the Champions League already. They have nothing to play for. I think I think they might. I think they if they make it all the way, I think they're gonna play their Conference League Cup before they play the final game, right? Of the Premier League. So if they win that, they're not gonna be in any mood to do shit. You know what I'm saying? The Grealish gonna be. I'm talking about Aston Villa. They're gonna be partying like a rock star. You know what I mean? They have a Jamaican in there, so they're gonna know how to party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what's gonna be happening. But yeah, Brentford, you have Everton, and you have Bournemouth. These 3 teams are trying to book a place in Europe, so it's very important that they pick up points. Very, very important that they pick up points. All right. So let's see what's the situation. Let's see how those 3 games play out. I mean, like if they drop 1 point and Arsenal can capitalize, that's massive. That's massive for us. You know what I mean? Because as I said, Burnley and Arsenal are lifeline. We did not expect that score to be 1-0. We expect Burnley to be battered, but they fight. You know what I mean? They defend and they fought. I think it was 20 something shots Manchester City put to Burnley goal. 20 something shots and only one got in. Right? So yeah, that's the situation. That's pretty much what's gonna be the new norm for Manchester City and Arsenal going forward in these 5 games. You know what I mean? These teams know that they want it bad. So these teams are going to defend. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a if, but, nor maybe. They're going to tell you to break them down. The bus is going to be parked. You know what I mean? The bus is going to be parked, and that's a fact. So my thing is this. Can Arteta finally release the handbrake? Can he finally release the handbrake? You guys probably wondering, how is he going to do that? Let's discuss it. This is how Arsenal can release a handbrake. So we have players coming back from injury. We have Saka coming back from injury. He might not make it for the weekend game, right? If he doesn't make it for the weekend game, we will still have him for the Champions League game, which will be a very, very good plus for us. We have not had the likes of Saka, Odegaard, and Havertz for this season together in the team one time. All three of them have not been fit at the same time at all this season. And that caused a bit of our season to be down. Havertz and Odegaard played together in the Manchester City game, and y'all can see the difference in the result. The press is huge. The press is different. Right? Y'all see what's up. It's not the same ball game. Right? That was the press that led us last season. All of that. Can we push ourselves to the title with the striking force that we have if it's going to come down to a shootout? Right? Can we do that? Let's see. With Saka coming back, our right side is check again. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a good player. Kai Havertz is a reader of the game. You know what I mean? He's very intelligent. But Kai Havertz to me is neither a striker, out and out, or a midfielder. So we have some problems there. The best position for Kai Havertz is a false nine in my brain. That means you need a midfielder and you need a striker to play with. In order for us to score goals and make it to where we need to make it, we definitely have to play our best attacking force. And this is what I think our best attacking force is. I think with the likes of Victor Gyökeres leading the line, Kai Havertz as a false nine, Martin Odegaard as your number 10, Eze as your left side midfield, as your left winger, and Saka on your right wing. I think that attack can get us enough goals per game to put us in a position to help ourselves claim the title if it comes down to that. Let me know what you think. Declan Rice will sit at the base of the midfield. There's some shuffle. If Califlor is back, that would have been fantastic. But I do think that we have the team, the squad, to score goals and make something of this season, finish this season strong. That's what I think. What you guys thought on that? Big up everybody in the chat. Big up everybody in the chat. Arteta choke. Malcolm in the building. Sanch in the building. Big up everybody. Big up the whole community. Big up the whole community. Keith, NU, everybody. Big up on the damn self. Big up on the damn self. Appreciate y'all for being here. So, that is what's up. That is what's up. We have Newcastle on the weekend, people. We have to face Newcastle. Newcastle are pretty much wounded right now. You know what I mean? Season not going so well for Newcastle, man, to be honest with you. Season not going so well for Newcastle. Newcastle is like a mini Chelsea over there. Just not so bad. Just not so bad. I don't know. The world is in problem with oil and all these except for Manchester City. All these oil clubs are just burning. You know what I mean? All these oil clubs are burning, man. So yeah. That's what's up. But Burnley handed Arsenal a lifeline in my book. You know what I mean? When they defend their hearts out and they only lost by 1-0. And a 3-goal deficit, we can catch that if we try. You know what I mean? What you guys think? You think you're too far away? 4 is back, you are doing quadruple. Now you are doing 4 times bottle winners. Okay, Sancho, we're trying to do some grown-up conversation. So if this conversation is too grown-up for you, then just take the back seat, alright? This bottle thing, we're trying to have discussion in the chat about actually football. Alright? Thank you very much. Sharpie, I think the hardest game will be West Ham. They are going to come fighting. Being a London club and fighting relegation, and that's a fact. The thing about it is this, as you said, because they are on the verge of being relegated, you know what I mean, they need points. You get me? They need points. Persons are saying that Arsenal are playing the bottom clubs, so they have it easiest. I don't think so. I think those are the clubs that are going to fight the hardest. You understand what I'm saying? Because they are fighting to stay up. They need these points to stay up in the Premier League. And because they need these points to stay up in the Premier League, that is the reason why you're going to get fight. And it's not only that, neither. It's also a London derby. That means the passion will be there. The fight will be there. You know what I mean? They're going to fight more. You know what I mean? So it doesn't help that we have a team like West Ham to play. Believe me, it does not help that we have a team like West Ham to play. You get me? No, it doesn't help. Because it's not just that they are fighting relegation. They are also fighting for the derby. The supporters are going to be out jeering each other. The supporters are going to be out supporting their club. You know what I mean? Neighbors and friends and friend enemies and everybody going to be out. You know what I mean? So it is one of the hardest games that we're going to have to play. And that's a factual statement, Sharpie. You know what I mean? Well said. Yeah. Oh. Mhm. Okay, so as I said, Newcastle, we have Newcastle to play on the weekend. And what position are Newcastle in right now? Let me check on Newcastle position, guys, and see. I mean, like, where did it all go wrong for Newcastle? You get what I'm saying? Where did it go wrong for Newcastle? They were doing well. They were doing well. Ben Don Minnick said, "You will never walk alone." Try telling that to Liverpool. Rice and Zubamendi were invisible at the weekend. Real concern for those big games that these players didn't step up to. And that's the thing. I think we need to separate Rice and Zubamendi for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? I think that combination need to do some separation. You know what I mean? Separate them and send them to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think Rice and Zubi need to be separated a little bit for the remainder of the season because I think our backline is stable enough to keep us in games. So we need to bulk. We need to put some momentum in our attack. You know what I'm saying? And with that momentum, putting some momentum in our attack, that means we need to get rid of one of the defensive midfield. And when I say get rid of one of them, I don't mean put one of them to play roam and let one of them to stay. I mean take out one of those defensive midfield, period, out of the game, right? And if we're gonna take out any of them, it's just gonna be it's just one choice. You know what I mean? It gotta be Zubimendi. You get me? Zubimendi is the one that has to sit out some of the games because Declan Rice is Declan Rice. We need back the Declan Rice. We need back the horse. We haven't seen that player in a little bit now. We need back the horse. You know what I'm saying? We need back that Declan Rice, that cover grounds that will help put some pep in our step, as you would have said. You know what I mean? We need back that Declan Rice that's going to help us. And I think, with being the leader that Declan Rice is, I think it's better for him to lead from that sixth position. I mean, like this guy mimicked John Terry, I think he said, when he was a kid growing up in Chelsea Academy. John Terry was his idol. You know what I mean? So he was a centre back. Defending is what he does. Yes, you have the legs to move up and down the field at will, but you are a defender, my bro. That's where we need to keep you. We need to keep you at your best, which is defending. That's what we need from you. So I think double pivot, it needs to stop. And we need to put one of them in the six and put on a attacker to roam. Somebody's actually gonna be useful, more useful in our attacking position. So, you know what I mean? And I guarantee you, they will not be hiding when that happens. Sharpie said, as an Arsenal fan, do you get frustrated with fan base like AFTV? I do. I I wouldn't say I do because I'll say that you have a right to speak your mind or speak how you feel. And that's probably what AFTV and all of them are doing. Everybody have their platform to bring across their agenda how they want to bring across it. You know what I mean? So I think that it's within our rights as fans to listen to the persons who appeal to us more. You know what I mean? If you want to stay delusional and this and that, you have a certain persons that you listen to. If you want hope, you have a certain persons that you listen to. If you want negativity, you have a certain persons that you listen to. So I think you have a choice. You know what I mean? I think you do have a choice in consuming from whosoever you want to consume. So sometimes you have to just be careful who you consume stuff from. That's all. So if a certain person is not appealing to you, then you know what I mean, it makes no sense listen to them and then complain because you gave your time for that. You know what I mean? And time is precious. So, you know what I mean, make use of your time more better. You know what I mean? Instead of that's just my take on it. Uh, no game in the Premier League is easy. The margins are so fine. Well, Burnley might be different. I don't know how different Burnley gonna be because they just played and they lost, but it wasn't all that bad. You know what I mean? Reluctant in the building. Big up your damn self, Reluctant. How are you? Do you think Rice should be benched? No, we can't bench a Declan Rice. No, no, no. We can rotate a Declan. The thing about Declan Rice is, as I said, Declan Rice need to drop back to the sixth position. I think that's where we're going to see him at his best for the season. He needs to drop back to the sixth position and play out the remainder of the season from there. It allows him more rest time. You know what I mean? Also, this up and down, back and forth, I think he's been overworked. But I think he's been overworked because of the position that he's in. You know what I mean? And because of what he can do, I think he challenges himself to do it. And that's what happened. If persons stick to their position and play how they're supposed to play, believe me, we're going to have better games. We will. Michael said, big up y'all. How long have the stream been going? Half an hour now. We're here 30 minutes now, Michael. Did you get a notification? Did you guys get notified? Let me know, because sometimes persons are telling me that they don't get notification. I don't know what's up. Don't know what's up. Tar City will use Burnley to boost their goal difference, but against Burnley, prove it's not walk in the park, I guess. We all thought, trust me, we always looking for a basketball scoreline. You know what I mean? We always look. I mean, like, even the doubters was there telling you that it's done. And after the City game, they're like, yo, we have a chance. We have a chance. The scoreline is not that tough. And they have some tough games. So even if they, you see, when they say they have some tough games, this is what they're actually saying. They're not saying that City might not win all their games. When they say there are some tough games, they're saying that City might just win these games by 1 goal. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what they're saying. City might just win these games by 1 goal. So we might have a chance to score some goals against some opponents that we're playing and boost our goal difference. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Dennis Burkamp in the building. Big up Riley, RG, and everyone in the chat. That is it. Clear that Arteta doesn't fully trust Gyökeres. Half fit and half sharp. Havertz pick above isn't reassuring. But to be honest with you though, if you look at that game, that Havertz was picked above Victor Gyökeres, I don't think 90% of Arsenal fan base would not have had it no other way. The only thing that the fan base was upset with is that it took too long to bring Victor Yakares on. But in a game like that against Manchester City, who love to control the ball, you can't start a Victor Yakares. I'm sorry. You can't. Because number one, he loses the ball a lot. Number two, he's not good with his back against the goal. You need persons who are going to control the ball. You need ball possession person. You need tacticians. That's what you need. You have to mix tacticians with tacticians. You know what I'm saying? We would have lost the ball a lot with Victor Yakares and it would have damaged us. He just needed to bring him on a little bit earlier. That's my problem with the whole situation. But I didn't have no problem with him starting Kai Havertz. And I think he's going to start Kai Havertz again on Saturday. You know what I mean? Kai Havertz is going to start regardless on Saturday, I think. He needs to find a way to start Kai Havertz and Victor Yakares. The players that you guys see me have up, that's my front line. That has in both Kai Havertz and Victor Yakares. And I think that we'll get the score, the goals that we need to thrive and press forward. I promise you guys. If they just give me the sheet, just let me pick the side for you guys. You can coach it, just let me pick the side for you. And it's a different ball game. Amber said, "Aye, yo." That is it. Michael said, "I think we will pump and score lots." I think so. We're hoping that it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're hoping that we can push and do the damn thing, push forward. Bro is not answering my question. As I said, Sanch, we're doing football, so as long as you put relevant football questions, I will read your questions, honestly. That's what we're doing. We're discussing, we're reading, and we're going through. You know what I mean? We're doing that right now. You know what I mean? Rice Bench, you're an Arsenal fan saying that? If so, don't deserve watch them win anything. Yeah, you can't bench Rice, man. No way. No way, no way, no way. No way. Always your day. All is well, man. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Michael said, Alvarez looks menacing. Eze looks great. I think, as I said, that's for y'all know that's Alvarez's first start of the season. Remember, Alvarez is coming off a long time injury, and then he's been injured throughout those injuries. You know what I mean? That's his first start for the season, I think, in the Premier League. Yeah, that is it. So, as I said, I'm not praising him or anything. I just know that he'll probably come better, you know what I mean, with more game time. So, we're looking forward to it, man. We're looking forward to it. Turbo in the building. Big up Turbo. Said, yo, how is it going? We're right here, Turbo, trying to analyze and figure out what we need to do to win the game on Saturday. And not only just what we need to do, but what we need to do to win the game on Saturday by a big margin. Because that's the aim. The aim is to win it from a big scoreline. It's Newcastle, so it might not be as easy as it sounds, as in a big scoreline. You know what I mean? But if we can get Newcastle one look at 3 love, that wouldn't bad, don't it? One look at 3 love, you know, that wouldn't bad. You know what I mean? In everything that we need to do as well, we need to remember that we need to try to keep clean sheets. You know what I mean? We need to try to keep clean sheet. Keeping clean sheet is easier than scoring for Arsenal, though. Imagine that. Keeping a clean sheet is easier than scoring. Damn. It is what it is. They scheduled the Palace game against City 2 days before Palace play Arsenal. They did that for real? It's already scheduled? Okay. Well, at least they're playing Man City first. That's the only good thing. That's a good thing about that. At least they're playing Manchester City first, right? Yeah. Amber said, "I love Arsenal." Yeah, so do I. So do I. The rest of us fans get frustrated at how entitled you, majority of you Arsenal fans are. Arteta too good for Arsenal. What is done for you isn't appreciated. Hey, I don't think it's not appreciated. I think persons do appreciate Arteta. But the thing about it is this. We don't want Arteta situation at Arsenal to turn out into an Arsene Wenger situation where they're doing enough. You know what I mean? They're doing enough but never over the line. Remember, this Arsenal Football Club haven't won the trophy for 22 years. 22 years. You know what I'm saying? And every single manager that is hired by the club was hired to win trophy. You know what I'm saying? And you're hired to do a job. You know what I mean? Stabilize the club and win us trophy. And at some point, if you're not doing that, especially when you're getting the resources that you need, they're gonna have a different conversation. So I think that's the situation with Arteta at the moment. It's not so much with the but with the fans. The fans are having a different conversation because look at me, look in the chat. You see how much person keep on running Butler and all of that in the chat. These are the situations that the fans have to go to. You see that guy at Manchester City Stadium with the bottle catching the tears and all of that. These are situations that Arsenal fans go through. We need to have our say and our time to laugh at different persons and all of that. You know what I mean? We can't just be here being laughed at all the time. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a situation where he's not appreciated. Me, I love Arteta. And one of the reasons why I love Arteta is because Arteta is an Arsenal man. I love the fact that he played for the club. Therefore, he understands the club. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about the situation with him. He plays for the club, so he understands what the club needs, what the club is going through. He understands. He was first a fan before he became the coach. That means he loves the club before they started paying him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about the whole situation. May have more bottle, Don't worry yourself, man. Throw some milk in them and drink them. How did you think Man City versus Arsenal went? It didn't went well because we lost, first and foremost. You know what I mean? But I still think that we played well. I think that's the best game we played all season, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? That's the best game we played all season. And we can use that to push ourselves forward. We can definitely use that to push ourselves forward because if you look at the game and you go back to the game, you know what I'm saying? We were more purposeful. We were more determined. You know what I'm saying? And if we use that momentum and that fight and that drive to push ourselves forward, we will surprise ourselves as well. So I think I'm thankful it's not too late because we still have 5 games and Manchester City is only ahead of us by goal difference. So I'm thankful that it's not too late, but we need to capitalize on the performance and make it better. Because remember, we don't only have the Premier League to play, we also have Champions League. So we need to get it together. And like now. Like actually now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know the chat is gone. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I'm trying to make sure. I love to make sure that I read everybody's chat as much as I can. All right. Michael said no notification. Maybe I need to check my setting for your channel. Yeah, check and make sure that your notification is on so you can get it. You know what I mean? I think I'll be creating a group soon. So you know what I mean? We can do some different kind of communication with the community. You know what I mean? I have a lot of different plans with the community going forward, but just give me some time. Creating a group with the community so I can even send just a simple text to make sure everybody knows, hey, we're going live, notification, whatever. PFL, we have a lot of stuff coming. Just it's going to be better. Arsenal improved the squad more depth than ever, but after the start 11, there's not enough quality. That is where it is. That is the truth of the matter right there. Is we improved the squad, but we didn't improve the starting 11. You see, we improved the squad, but I don't think the improvement was the right improvement because we need to improve the squad, not for squad depth, but we needed to improve the squad so that they can fight for a starting position. And I think we didn't do that well. I don't think we did that well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, or do you feel Man City aren't going to give up? I think Man City are going to push the max their ability. I think both teams are going to push, to be honest with you. We're hoping that Arsenal win, but we definitely know that Man City ain't going to give up easily either. You know what I mean? So it's all come down to willpower and who wants it more. I think both teams want it. You know what I mean? I think this Premier League means a lot to Pep, and I also know that it means a lot to Arteta. I think this is probably Pep's last Premier League if he wins it. You know what I mean? So I think it means a lot to him because he needs to win it. I think he wants to retire as champion. You know, I do think he wants to retire as champion. So he wants to win this. And then he's on the verge. He is still out to complete a triple. You know what I mean? Because he's still in the FA Cup and he's still at the Premier League. So he's still there to complete a triple. And I think he wants to use that to make sense, to retire. And then he can classify himself as, you know what I mean? He wants to make sure that he goes on in there as one of the greatest. He is one of the greatest, but you know what I mean, people. Everton. 9 games left. If we get to the Champions League final, fingers crossed. We need that one too, you know. We need that one too. I know we're talking about the Premier League a lot because that's what we're doing, you know what I mean? But we need that one too. You understand me? Yes. People, let's give some love to our fellow brother. You know what I mean? Let's give some love to our fellow brother. You know what I mean? We're sorry. Probably not. But you know what I mean? When one of our own is hurting, we try to lift them up as much as we can. You know what I mean? So, Lightning, big up Lightning. You know what I mean? He's not doing well right now. He's hurting a lot. You know what I mean? And we will help elevate him. You know what I'm saying? Lightning said, I don't care where Spurs are, but Arsenal will always be battle jobs. Big up Lightning. You know what I mean? As I said, people, we try to make sure. We haven't seen Lightning for months on this channel. You know what I mean? So it's very brave of him to turn up, and we respect that. We appreciate that. You know what I mean? I know your team gonna get relegated, Tottenham, but big up yourself. You remember this channel, Lightning. Don't hide from us, man. Don't hide from us, man. We still love you, man. We may don't love Tottenham, but we still love you, Lightning. Come on. You know what I mean? Big up Lightning, people. Big up Lightning, Tottenham. One of Tottenham's biggest fans. You know what I mean? One of Riley World supporter. Big up Lightning every single time. Lightning, where you been, man? Stop hiding, man. Stop hiding, okay? No hiding. Mark. Big up Mark. Big up Mark. Bottle it again, said Mike James. Michelle is in the building. Michelle said hello to everyone. Arteta must get sacked. When y'all sack slot, then come talk to us, okay? Yeah. All you hear is the same Arsenal streamers screaming Arteta out every time you lose. Arteta can kick the ball in the net for the players, can he? No, he can't. And persons have to understand, you know what I mean? This Arteta out is getting stale. That's not going to do anything for us right now. You know what I mean? What the team needs is support. You know what I'm saying? And I will support the team. At the end of the season, then we'll talk. You know what I mean? That's a different content right there all by itself. I'm not going to use Arteta out as a content right now. You know what I'm saying? What we need is football. We need to play and we need to win. That's what we are looking forward to right now. You know what I mean? The team needs support and we're here to support. Get me? They were playing fantastic football and we were all shouting quadruple. Fantastic football. They fall off farm. So just like how you support them when they're up, you have to support them when they're down. At the end of the season, then we're going to decide who we need to cut ties with. You know what I mean? But you don't do that in the middle of your season. That don't make sense in the middle of your season. Yeah, you're frustrated and this and that. You're going to say, okay, guess what? At the end of the season, we're going to decide, we're going to talk about Arteta being sacked. You know what I'm saying? That's how you move forward. But right now, we need to support the team. This team can still do it. We're still there. All right? So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Realistically, Arsenal aren't beating Atletico Madrid in the UEFA Champions League. Um, Lightning, okay, you support Spurs. I don't think you understand what's going on in football right now. Okay? To be honest with you. Okay, Mark, I hear Mark Arsenal will win champs, not Prim. Don't worry. Don't worry. Guys, if you're new over here, make sure you like in the channel, alright? Send some like on the channel, man. Send some like on the channel. And if you're new, subscribe to the thing. Join the family. Become a part of what we're doing here. It's a fun channel over here. You know what I mean? Everybody who is anybody is here. Even Spurs here. Lightning is here. I'm telling you. Everybody's here, man. Everybody's here. So, yeah. Support the thing. Whatever happened this season, it will have consequence. It definitely will. Somebody got to pay. Whether it be good or bad, somebody got to pay. Whatever happened this season, there will be consequence. Ask Chelsea. If you think I'm lying, y'all ask Chelsea. 5 games, 5 loss, no goals. Liam is out. So y'all see, it's no joke. Somebody has to pay. You know what I mean? Yep. PSG will take the UEFA Champions League. Let's see. Let us see. Arsenal will not win Premier League. Yes, Mark. I know. I read that already. I read that. Neither will Liverpool. Red Skull in the building. Big up, Red Skull. Realistically, Spurs aren't getting relegated. We have Wolves, Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, Everton. All right. Chelsea beating you. Everton beating you. And Wolves beating you. Y'all getting relegated. Villa definitely beating you. All of those teams that you're playing. Chelsea playing for pride. Wolves playing for pride. Villa playing for Europe. And Leeds playing not to be relegated. Come on. Who you going to win? Who you going to win? Arsenal could win a medal in the Paralympics. People, y'all remember this first, Liverpool. Liverpool is the one that battled the league first, you know. Because they were supposed to be defending their title. All they're walking around and telling people, oh, we're still the champions. Oh, we're still the champions. No joke. Joke. Spurs won't get relegated. Can't have such a pretty stadium in the championship. Well, you want lend the Midfield and borrow theirs? So I don't think Arsenal is gonna win La Liga. Arsenal don't win La Liga. If Arteta want this sprint, he should beat Newcastle and Fulham, but by 3 or more goals. Red Skull, tell me what you think. Guys, tell me what you think of this. This is my front line. This is a front line that I think can take us over the line. This is front line that I think that can take us forward. Victor Gyökeres needs to play, but he cannot play without Kai Havertz. Victor Gyökeres needs somebody like Kai Havertz to help him in the front line. So it's Victor Gyökeres, Kai Havertz as a false 9, Martin Odegaard as that 8 playmaker, Eze as the left wing, and Saka on the right wing. Rice as our 6. Tell me what you guys think about that. Don't you think that can fire us to where we need to go? Tell me. Kai Guy said Man City number 1 right now. Spurs, you don't lucky. Last year you haven't the minerals required to stay up. Piss poor lucky. They box at your ground, otherwise I get repossessed. Otherwise it get repossessed. Damn. They gonna take the ground from them? Guys, remember, like the channel. If you just join in the stream, like the channel, alright? Like the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the thing. Subscribe to the thing. Uh, Still believe you will something, but I can't see it. You've never been able to handle the pressure. Hey, you're not lying about the whole situation and the pressure, you know. You know what I mean? And that's where the whole situation with Arteta comes in for me. Arteta is a young coach that has never really won anything. You know what I mean? And because you have never really won anything, you don't have the know-how to. You know what I mean? He was thrown into the Lions then. He was thrown into the big league one time. So he never got a chance to go to a Bundesliga or and one of those of the league first like Alonso did and got his feet wet with some trophies over there. You know what I mean? He never got that chance. He was thrown right into a big club like Arsenal. You know what I mean? Look what they did to Liam. Liam was thrown into Chelsea. You know what I mean? He even had more experience than Arteta. You know what I mean? And he was thrown into Chelsea, he was thrown to the Wolves, and they eat him alive. You understand what I'm saying? So, yes, he doesn't have the know-how, and the players don't have the know-how. I don't think you have Kai Havertz and you have Gabriel Jesus. I think those are the only two players who have winning trophy medals such as the Premier League and the Champions League underneath their belt. You know what I mean? Declan Rice have the Europa League, but the players don't know how. They haven't had the glory of lifting some major honors to know the feeling. That's the feeling that they're fighting for. So this team is lacking a lot from the coach to the players. You know what I mean? So when you say that they don't know how, I'm not disagreeing. You know what I mean? They don't have that know-how mentality to know that, hey, guess what? We're going to win because we know what it feels like to win. And blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Chelsea deserve everything. We, as Arsenal fans, are too soft-hearted. Yeah. I don't think we're soft-hearted, man. I just think we're a family club, so we just kind of look at things different. Lightning, you're not winning Everton. Lightning, Spurs not winning nothing, man. I'm sorry, Lightning. I'm being honest. The manager merry-go-round is interesting. There's only one. You mean at Chelsea? West Ham only going to lose one game, man, and that's against Arsenal. So if y'all ain't capitalizing on that before then, you know what I mean? Y'all, you know what I mean? Riley, I will be here at the end of the Premier League because Arsenal not winning shit. You're not going to be here, Mission, because Arsenal winning. Unless you're going to swallow your pride and come. That's the only way you're going to be. You got to swallow your pride and just show up. When Man U was losing last season, Riley, I told you not to have sympathy for they not. They are winning. They are wish bad for them. I don't have any sympathy for no one. They all should get it. I don't have no sympathy for none of them, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just talking based on the fans that belong to those clubs inside there. But I have no sympathy on them, especially Chelsea. Y'all know me and Chelsea already. Especially them. You know what I'm saying? None. I did have sympathy on Man U last season because I was saying, okay, they're a fallen giant and they used to roam the Premier League with us in Arsene Wenger days and all of that. I did. But not anymore. I'm sorry. No. We're done with that. Are you a top goon, O'Reilly? Hey, I don't know, man. What do you think? What do you think? Did you see the man outside the city ground selling Arsenal bottle of water with the water was calling Arsenal tears? Yeah, I saw him. I saw him. Brilliant day when I went to the ground. City versus Arsenal. I was thinking about you when Haaland scored winning goals and Arsenal happy crumble. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Funny. Arsenal can't win the Premier League. It's mathematically out of the cards now. Only champions. I wonder which match you're doing. Which match you're doing, Mark? You actually attend maths class? It's not physics, it's maths. No, he hasn't put a bet for Arsenal to win. That's why he's been so One track minded. His bet is on Manchester City, so he's open. He's just open. There's no title in fifth place either, Mark. I'm just saying. No title in fifth place either, so I don't know. Um, Toby Martin. Yeah, Toby Martin. This is a good one. Arsenal are second in command. That's a good one, Toby. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's called that's for real. Um, that's a good lineup, I'd say. I think that lineup can do some good stuff for us, man. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Kyle Alvarez has our false nine. That's an important position right there. And he can lead the line with the press. You know what I mean? And Victor Yakaris is a finisher. You know what I mean? Kyle Alvarez and Martin Odegaard can be the brain. You still have Saka to back them up, and you have Eze to back them up. So yeah. Uh, I'm still trying to catch up with the chat now. It looks like I'm far off. Eze 10, Rise 6. Teat. 9 points leader, so second in charge. It's not in charge, it's in command. Second in command. You didn't read what the man said? Come on, man. I do hope Arsenal win the league. Since 2022-23 season, you've gave it all. Those lads must be exhausted, especially Saka. He sacrificed his soul on the grass. I think we will, man. Good night, people. Riley, see you at the weekend when Newcastle win. Newcastle not winning, Michelle. See you on the weekend, though. Do you see Man City have won the league or Arsenal may have thrown it away? It's not over until it's over. It's not over yet. It's not over. This is not the end. We're not done. We're not done. Trust me, we're not done. In the next 2 years, you will have. In the next 2 years, you will have million subscribers, but you will battle the league. Okay. Arteta is packing his bags. Why do Arsenal players never bring their dog for a walk? Because they can't hold a lead. Damn, the jokes are rolling out. The jokes are rolling out. Jardy in the building said, yo, big up everyone. Big up yourself, Jardy. Big up yourself. Big up your damn self. Big up everybody in the chat, you know what I mean? We are doing the thing, Jardy, taking the jokes that they're trying to bring out against the Arsenal, you know? But when we win the league, they will see. You know what I mean? I'm still hopeful and I'm still optimistic because we are behind in goal difference. Goal difference. And if we put a proper starting lineup with some proper determination, you will see that guess what? We will score goals. You know what I mean? We will score goals. Good night, bro. Love you. Much love, Mark. Much love. Big up yourself, man. Thank you for passing through, Mark. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for passing through. We will have the last laugh. We definitely will. Rodri injury again is a miss. I don't think he injured. I think they just bench him. I think they thought that the game would Burnley probably would have been easy. So I think that was their thinking behind that. You know, unrealistic for you to win, bro. That's what you say, Mark. But let's see at the end of the season. Timber and Saka back apparently. Well, they're back in training, but as far as the fitness is concerned, that's where the concern is. You know what I mean? We will very, very much appreciate if Timber, Saka, Califlori, we want them to come back. We needed that team that was behaving. You know what I mean? The only person we're not going to have from that team would probably be Marino. That team that was beaten up Bayern Munich and all of them. Probably only Mikel Marino will be upset. But we need back a strongest team possible to finish these games. You know what I mean? Strongest team possible. We have 5 games in the Premier League, 3 games in the Champions League. All the way. That's what we want to do. Go all the way. Right? 5-3, that's 8. So we have 8 remaining games, people. And we need to finish these 8 games. Fantastic. We need to finish these 8 games strong. You understand me? That's what we're saying. Rodri has an injury. Oh, that's good news. City have 3 games in 6 days. End of the season. Bournemouth, Palace, and Villa. We have to win this league. I need to check the update of the schedule. Yeah, when we were playing it, nobody was sorry for us. I'm not sorry for nobody. They better take their games how they get them, and that's it. That's it. I'm not saying Arsenal are done at all. What I'm asking, do you think if Arsenal don't win the title, is that because you throw it away? Definitely. 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 There are games that we were supposed to win that we didn't. You know what I mean? So many games that we're supposed to win that we draw. You know what I'm saying? Or we lose. So we only have ourselves to blame. You know what I mean? We have nobody to blame this time. That's the truth. They play Palace on the 22nd of May and Villa on the 24th of May. That is 2 days apart. If they play Palace on the 22nd, and we play Palace on the 24th. Mm. The Villa game, Villa's going to throw it away though. Villa's going to throw it away. No, why Villa need to win? Villa don't need to win. Who said Villa need to win? I think if Villa goes to the Europa League final, I think they're going to play the Europa League final before the 24th. Let me check when the Europa League final is playing. Um, See, the Europa League final is on May 20. That's 4 days before the final game of the Champions League. If Villa goes to that Europa League final, and God forbid, if Villa wins that Europa League final, I promise you, you're not going to see a proper Aston Villa show up for that Manchester City game. You will not see a good Aston Villa team show up for that Manchester City game. Because remember this, guys, top 5 is qualifying for the Champions League. And if Villa win the Europa League final, they automatically qualify for the Champions League. So they don't need to play for it. They don't need to play for it. You know what I mean? Brighton is at 50 points. That's 8 points away from Villa. I don't see Brighton catching Villa. You know what I mean? So I don't think Villa needs the points. I do not think Villa need the points. You know what I'm saying? As I said, if they go to the Europa League final, they automatically qualify, and that gonna spell problem for us. That they're not gonna turn up. I doubt it, man. I doubt it. Me, I just hope they don't go to the Europa League final, so they can actually play for it. You know, cause some upset. So that's my hope. Let's see. Let's see. Unai Emery don't want Arsenal to win the league because he was fired for Arteta, so he will lie down. He will lie down. Trust me, he will lie down. You know what I mean? These people will sell out their soul just so Arsenal don't win. You know what I mean? Come on, man, Jordan. We've been watching them. We've been right here watching all of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've been here watching them. Right now, Tottenham will relegate themselves with a smile just for Arsenal not to win. Can you imagine that? Yep. Yep. So, you know what I mean? Nobody cares about their own shit. They just care that Arsenal don't win. Because that was earlier in the season. There was nothing to play for. You know what I mean? The season was, that was earlier in the season. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they don't lie down. Hopefully the competitive spirit is still there. and they understand that they need to fight, and they go out there and they fight. That's how we're asking. When you're asking for much, just go out there and just make something of yourself. Fight. Show some pride. You understand me? Yeah. Show some pride. Remember that you're still going to need big players for next season. So show these big players that you're competitive and that you want to make a difference. You know what I mean? Pakak said hi. Raniwa said Jesus is king. Yeah, so that's where we're at. That's where we're at with the whole scenario of what's going on. You know? So, yeah. I like an honest supporter. I'm a Man United fan. Been going to every game since 1979. Damn. I like how honest you are in going. I'm going to subscribe to your channel. Appreciate the subscription, man. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, are you Arsenal fan? Yeah, man, definitely. Mercenaries sack for Chelsea. I mean, like, Chelsea fans are having a field day with this. I mean, like, they wanted this. They wanted this. You know what I mean? And I think I need to go apply for the job to be a Chelsea coach. I don't care if they fire me. You know what I mean? Because they're going to hire me and fire me in a couple of weeks or something like that. But they're going to have to pay me a shitload of money. I'm going to be rich after that. I'm going to be rich after that. They're hiring and firing people and paying up their contract and all of that. Man, I need to apply for the Chelsea job. You know what I mean? I'll just let Arsenal give us 20. And they just sack me instant and just pay me some whole heap of money. You know what I mean? A whole heap of money. So, let's see. So, did Chelsea do a mistake by sacking Enzo Fernandez? I think that was their biggest error, to be honest with you. I think that was their biggest error. Valib in the building. Valib said feeling confident ahead of Newcastle game, knowing City is on top. Yeah, man, Newcastle game are gonna be fun, man. We're gonna have some, you know what I mean? Newcastle game are gonna be fun. It's not a bad look. It's not a bad look. I think we'll be alright. As I said, hopefully Arteta can just take out the handbrake. You know what I mean? Because it's a shootout to the end of the season, you know. That's what it is right now. It's a shootout. All guns blazing shootout. That's what it is right now. It's who can score the most goal. That's what it is. Who can score the most goal? You get me? And in order to do that, Arteta have to release the handbrake. No two ways to it. You know what I mean? You got to press gas. Low on gas. Run over everything. And that's the thing there. You know what I mean? Who are they going to hire as a head coach? Well, they are Fletcher now. I don't know who they're going to hire at the end of the season. I guess they're going to do their recruitment. But Fletcher is there now. So I think that's an under 21 coach. Do you think Tottenham will avoid the drop? I know you would like them to drop, but realistically, because I'm a realist person, you know what I mean? Realistically, I think they have some tough games. Remember the teams ahead of them trying to avoid the drop too. And West Ham have some hard games, to be honest with you. West Ham might get... It's between Tottenham and West Ham. One London club going down, bro. You know what I mean? One London club going down. West Ham have some hard games. You get me? Yeah. But it's not realistically that Tottenham might escape. You know what I mean? They might not escape. That's just the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Really going to have a view better than us now. Big up your damn self, you. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Valid say, you know what, Riley? It is going to be tough, but from what I have seen, I feel confident that Arsenal can finish on top. They just need to hold on their nerves. That is it. That is it. They're going to do something, man. They're going to do the damn thing. We're going to be celebrating at the end of this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Brentford and Bournemouth fighting for Europe. It is pressure for City, and I keep on telling them that I keep on telling them that City have some teams to play that are ambitious to play in Europe. And because of that, they're going to have some tough fights to contend with. They are going to have some tough fights to contend with. Trust me. It is definitely between Spurs and West Ham. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I do feel, whoever stays on top will edge out the other by a small margin. Well, I guess. Definitely. Man United in the building. Glory, glory, Man United with a heart with bandage and all of that. So, that's what's going on. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to be here tomorrow. I might come back later on. I always say that, right? I might come back later on because we need to discuss more. Later on, if we come back later on, it's going to be straight banterism. And we haven't done a banter session in a second. You know what I mean? The night ones are normally banter. You know what I mean? And we haven't done that in a second. Guys, if you're new over here, like the channel. Give us some love. Give us some love. Show some love to the channel. Show some love. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you just joined the channel, like the channel. Alright? Show us some serious love over on this side of the business. I feel if Arsenal get 2 or 3-0 win this weekend, I think they will go on top. Well, they're going on top regardless because Manchester City not playing this weekend. They're going. We're playing 2 games before Manchester City kick a ball in the Premier League. We're going to play 2 games, so we need to win those 2 games and go 6 games and win those 2 games by at least 6 or 7 goals. You know what I mean? I know we're just talking what we need to happen. It's not realistically that's what will happen, but that's what we need to happen. We need to win. Man, it cannot be an Arsenal victory parade in North London with Spurs relegated. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It will be devastating, bro. Oh, Lord. It is what it is, right? It'll still be a victory parade. They'll just stay inside. And I mean, we'll have London to ourselves. They won't turn up. They won't be out. You know what I mean? Or they'll be out in Arsenal colours, hiding in plain sight. Hiding in plain sight. Might as well they come out and enjoy the party and the parade and drink some beer. You don't think so? Yeah. Yeah. But guys, as I said, it's been fantastic. Fantastic. Barefoot trolls, I guess stupid people like you can't understand English because Riley always answer and interact with the chat. Appreciate you, Riley. Appreciate you. A Mandel in the building. A Butler, you in second place. You're in second place. Mandel, where are you again? Okay, I'm in second place. Where are you again? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. What position are you right now? Do you even have a coach right now? I can't understand y'all. Y'all come jeering when you're not even in a position to talk to Arsenal. Come on, man. How? We are going to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. How? Wish you up for Champions League. Mandel, Guess what? Put a like on the channel. Can you not like the channel yet? Put a like on the channel and let's continue before I go. Put a like on the channel because you don't like the channel yet, Mandel. Put a like on the channel. And don't talk them foolishness about you're going to qualify for the Champions League. Now you get me started just now. By the way, Mandel support Chelsea, okay? Just so you know. He support Chelsea. Chelsea. I don't think we can beat Newcastle, Atletico, and Fulham. We have to rotate versus Atletico. The rotation is kind of sticky though. Rotation is kind of sticky. These guys have to. They gotta go all out, man. They gotta pull through it. You know what I mean? They have to do what they need to do. You know what I mean? I do think we can rotate a little bit. We play in Newcastle, the same team that we need to start strong against Newcastle and then pull out and rest some of them for Atletico. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's how we need to drop it. That's how we need to drop it. Yeah, that's how we need to drop it. We have to do what we have to do. We have to win. We have to win. Jordy, we're going to have a fantastic end to the season. Trust me. We're going to have a fantastic season. The Arsenal fan base mentally is as low as they are happy being in second place rather than winning the league. I don't know what you're talking about, man. That's like some delusional talk right there. I don't know which Arsenal fan base you see happy. You just deflecting the fact that Chelsea is the low of the low right now. You know what I mean? And there's nothing can deflect away from what's going on over there. You know what I mean? Nothing can deflect from what's going on over there. You know what I mean? Chelsea fans right now don't need to be so loud. Alright? That's shameless. You know what I mean? Y'all don't need to be so loud. Y'all just need to be quiet in that little corner and just pray for better days. Okay? That's what needs to happen right now. Chelsea ain't qualifying for no Champions League. They know that. At max they will. They're not even getting Europa League. They might get conference. Might. They might get conference. Qualify for nothing. They might get conference. Trust me, might. Big might. Okay, people. Mandel, you're late. Alright? You are late. Hit your notification. Okay? Hit your notification. Jordy, everybody, big up on the damn self. Appreciate y'all passing through. I will try and do a nightlife. I haven't done a nightlife so long, and the nightlives are normally mad. You know what I mean? But anyway, big up on the damn self. Appreciate everybody for passing through. Thank y'all for the love, man. Appreciate it. Max, we're going to do our starting level prediction tomorrow for Saturday. You know what I mean? And we're going to do our scoreline prediction and all of them something there for Saturday. So we're going to look into the games better tomorrow. Alright? So we will see what's up. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate everybody for staying with me. Thank you all for the love, the appreciation, the respect, everything. Big up on the damn self. We do this again tomorrow or later. One out of the two. But nevertheless, peace. I'm out.